Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young man named Arin. Arin was known throughout the village for his immense strength. He could lift boulders, cut down trees with a single swing of his axe, and carry heavy loads without breaking a sweat. But despite his physical prowess, Arin struggled with one thing: his mind. Whenever something went wrong, Arin would lose control. If a crop failed, he would spiral into frustration. If someone disagreed with him, he would become angry and defensive. His thoughts, much like a wild river, would flood his mind, dragging him into despair or rage without any warning. His physical strength could move mountains, but his mental strength felt weak and unpredictable. One evening, after a particularly heated argument with his best friend, Arin wandered deep into the forest to clear his head. He didn't expect to find anything, but as he walked, he stumbled upon an old, wise monk sitting beneath a large oak tree. The monk had a peaceful aura, his eyes calm and steady, and Arin felt an inexplicable pull toward him. "Why do you look so troubled, young one?" the monk asked, his voice like a gentle breeze. Arin sighed deeply. "I have strength, but my mind betrays me. It makes me angry, restless, and lost. No matter how hard I try, I can't seem to control it." The monk smiled softly and motioned for Arin to sit beside him. "Let me tell you a story. There was once a man who lived by a powerful river. This river was wild and unpredictable, much like your thoughts. It could destroy crops, flood villages, and drown the unprepared. But this man was determined to control the river. Every day he tried to dam it, divert its course, and fight its currents. But no matter what he did, the river would always find a way to break free. The man grew weary and disheartened, thinking he could never conquer the river. Arin listened intently. One day, the monk continued, the man met a wise elder who had lived by the river for many years. The elder told him, "You cannot control the river, my friend, but you can learn to navigate it." The man was confused. "How can I navigate a river that cannot be controlled?" he asked. The elder smiled and said, "The key is not in fighting the river, but in understanding it. Learn its patterns, study its flow, and adapt to its changes. When you stop trying to fight it, you'll find that the river no longer has power over you. Instead, you will become one with it." The monk looked at Arin with kind eyes. "Your mind is like that river, Arin. You cannot fight it, but you can understand it. When you stop resisting your thoughts, you'll find that they no longer control you. Instead, you will learn to navigate them, allowing them to flow without dragging you away." Arin sat in silence, absorbing the monk's words. For the first time, he realized that the struggle was not in trying to suppress or control every thought, but in understanding and mastering them. The monk stood and said, "The greatest strength is not in overpowering the mind, but in learning to guide it. Like a river, it can be both powerful and peaceful, depending on how you choose to navigate it." From that day on, Arin began his journey of self-awareness. He practiced mindfulness, learned to observe his thoughts without judgment, and slowly gained control over his reactions. He still had moments of anger, frustration, and doubt, but he no longer let them dominate him. He learned to channel his energy and focus on what he could control, his response to the world around him. Arin became a beacon of wisdom in the village, not because of his strength, but because he had learned the most important lesson of all. The true power lies in mastering the mind.